You can only have two things in life: reasons or results. Folks will always point out reasons on why they are not living their dream, on why they're not manifesting their greatness. They will always be able to point those things out, but none of those things count. The only thing that counts are results, and results don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. They tell it all. Judge a tree by the fruit that it bears, not the ones that it might talk about, not the ones that it might wish for or think about or affirm about, but the fruit that it actually bears.
Here's to the dream chasers. Here's to the kings that wake up every day with relentless effort to chase their dreams. To the people who are wise and strong to know that the opinions of men and women are only distractions from your divine destiny. See, people walk around every single day talking about what another man or woman can accomplish because they can't stand the look of happiness on another individual's face. When they hate, you shine. When they throw shade, you become the sun. See, the thing about success, it ends all doubt. There's no better feeling in the world than telling someone, I told you so. No longer will we say what we can't do. From now on, we're going to say what we can do. Because we all have a special gift. Some just want to talk about it, and others want to apply a plan to achieve it. Every night, you write on your dream board. You create the blueprint that will lead to a beautiful design that you have created. Let's take our dreams back from the dream killers. Let's show them that your gift is for you and it was never meant for anyone else. So today, when you step out the door and you close that deal, hit that home run, make that game-winning shot, or make that key tackle, I want you to look up and tell the world, this is for the dreamers that jumped.
The bottom line is the fact that I realized that even the group of people I hung around with, it was easy for me to think that I was doing a lot because I was doing more to try to move myself forward than they were. And I should be the weakest link in my chain that I have, and that'll make me be stronger, it'll make me run faster. I mean, like an analogy I've always used is, all right, if you run the 100-yard dash with people that can't run as fast as you, yeah, you'll win. Hands down, you know that. But if you run with people much faster than you, all right, yeah, you might come in last every single time, but your time will be better because they're making you run all the faster. They're making you dig down just a little bit more. It doesn't matter that you won, your time is faster.
Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Everybody gets excited. E.T., the guru story, but nobody wants to get up at 3 o'clock. Everybody's excited when I say, I wake up at 3 o'clock, Eric's a beast, 3 o'clock. And then you try it twice at 5, and like for real, you walk out of here pumped up, fired up, you get some new information, you're ready. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. And what you have to understand is, everybody that you're gonna hear from, Eric Thomas, my mother got pregnant with me at 17 years old, high school dropout, ate out of trash cans. Lived in abandoned buildings, slept in cars, multi-million company that's changing the world. I didn't say America, the world. Why? Because not only do I want to be a beast, if you follow my 24 hours, I do what beasts do.
Start waiting for your dreams. Run towards your dream. Because the moment you stop running, the moment you stop fighting, is the day you will lose it. Don't wait for it. Continue to fight. Continue to chase. of what you truly want out of your life. That dream is not going to wait and say, take a breather. It's going to say, come catch me. Catch me if you can.
As you go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, easy come, easy what? Easy go. And I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do, do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender. So if it's hard, then do it hard. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas. Unquestionably, you got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience.
There are moments in life when you just want to know who you are. It's not that you're lost, it's that there's a feeling you have, that something is changing. You don't know what, but something is about to change. Who you are doesn't feel so solid anymore. What used to do it for you last year isn't getting it anymore. What used to satisfy you last year isn't touching it anymore. What used to be comfortable and familiar doesn't feel easy anymore. It's starting to get heavy. It's starting to look like a distraction. You're not sure, but there's a feeling you have that some old habits might have to change. You're not sure, but you're starting to realize that how you spend your time might have to change. You're not really sure, but you're almost convinced that some friends might have to go. That feeling, that's the beginning of one of the realest things there is in life. That's the beginning of a trip that will test you and pull you into parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. It's the beginning of a thing called growth.
Words are like seeds. When you speak something out, you give life to what you're saying. If you continue to say it, eventually that can become a reality. Whether you realize it or not, you are prophesying your future.
You stop working for that dream that dangled in your face. The gift that God left you. Don't be the person that forget to open your gift. That dream has everything you need in it. That dream is the road that will lead to your paradise. Aren't you tired of McDonald's? Aren't you tired of living check to check? Your dream is your $1 million check. The dreams that run away from us when we're running our fastest. We will not be last. We will meet our dreams in our paradise.
I was working 14-hour days, 6 days a week. I was putting a toll on my body. And I got a good look at myself on camera one day. And I thought to myself, people are paying money to see me. If I'm nowhere near the top of my game, then I'm cheating those that support me the most. So I said, why not be the best version of myself possible? 365 days a year. Let's adapt to eating right, living better. Let's change this body style. At the end of the day, my body should never be comfortable. If I don't have to sit down at the end of our workout, if I don't need a moment, if I'm not breathing as hard as I can, if my chest isn't hurting for a second, then you didn't do your job today. We're almost a leading force by saying, hey, we got up this morning, we got ours in. Hey, 5:30 a.m. my day starts. What time does yours start? No excuses. Today, just landed, got off a plane, had 2 interviews, had to go on set, didn't want to miss my workout. We decided to get a late night one in. No excuses, no days off. When I say training for life, I look at it as living for life. Putting myself in a position to where this is my schedule, this is my routine, this is what I'm about, this is what I am now in love with. And I love the fact that my fans understand and know that I practice what I preach. I'm whatever you want me to be, baby. What I am is driven.
But it's anger that has informed kind of my life, and unflatteringly a sense of vengeance. Every damn person who said I wouldn't be anything, I'm crushing them every day. And I wish them no ill. I just wish to shine brighter, and if it burns my body to a crisp, I'm happy to go right now.
I don't understand my own circumstance, my own situation. I don't understand, but I'm gonna stand up to it. You gotta ride it until bad turns to good, until wrong turns to right, until weak turns to strong, until sickness bows its knee. You got to ride it out. Come hell, come high water.
Not only is it possible and necessary, and it's you to live your dream, to make this greatness that you have within you become a reality, but what I've come to appreciate when you're working on changing your life, changing some bad habit, getting out of addictive situations or relationships, or working to build a dream or making a difference in our society, and develop a great deal of respect for. It's hard. Easy is not an option. It's hard living. Life is hard. See, it's hard when you are 49 years old, been working on a job for 17 years, and they come in and tell you you're finished and give you 1 week severance pay. And you got to start all over again. It's hard.
I would hate to die and never do the thing I was born to do. This life that you dream about is yours. That thing that stirs in you. Ain't it something that you just can't shake? Every time you get settled into a career, something keep on bubbling. Something keep on. What is that thing? What you think that is? That's that seed he put in you since birth. But it just needs nurturing. It needs watering. It needs fertilizing. You got to watch it come up. And success ain't easy. You got to do some things for it to grow.
When did you define yourself? I mean, really, how many years ago did you come up with what you could and couldn't do in your life? How many years ago? Most people, if they really look at how they're living their life today, it's based on a set of standards, a set of beliefs that they made choices about 10, 20, 30 or more years ago. I mean, very often we made decisions in our youth or very young about what to believe, about what we were capable of, about who we are as a person, and that becomes the glass ceiling, if you will, that controls us. There's a corny metaphor, but it's true. I remember one time I was with my family at the circus, and there was a person there, and they had this big, giant elephant. And you look at this elephant, and they take this little rope, put it around the elephant's neck, and they drive this stake into the ground. And I mean, you look at this, and you know that elephant could rip down the entire tent with almost no effort. And yet, the elephant doesn't struggle, doesn't try. Why? Because the elephant's conditioned. And they take that elephant and condition the elephant when it's a baby elephant. That's how they train him. When it's a little baby elephant and it doesn't have the power yet, they put a big rope around it and they drive this huge stake in the ground, and the elephant fights and fights and fights. And one day, finally, that elephant decides, I'm not capable of pulling this out. And once that becomes the definition of an identity of anyone, an elephant in this case, they don't even try anymore. It's just who I am, that's how it is, that's just the way it is in my life. I'd like to ask you to take a look at any place you've got a limitation and ask yourself, when did I decide to accept that limitation?
I'm up here because I failed. I continue to fail. I love failure. The indomitable will, if you have a belief you can do something, to grow the individual will to become something, you must get comfortable with fear and failure. They must be your best friends. They're the only one that moves that needle of life. Your confidence must be the same way. It must be tested every single day. Safety, comfort zones are dead zones because your true potential will never be matched, guys. Will never be matched. You have to continue to push yourself. Every hero you guys had was called an idiot, crazy, a loser. You must break society's status quo.
You know, most people, and here's the irony, is that most people don't have a compelling vision for their own future. They don't. They move through life setting goals. You set goals, And sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. Most times you don't. Okay, and that's okay. But goals almost became like a synonym for like, oh, I'm going to set a goal and who gives a shit what really happens afterwards. And it almost is synonymous with failure now, goal setting. There's something above, and I believe in setting goals, but there's got to be something above your goals. And that's your vision for the future. And it's not just about, it doesn't have like an ending point. It's about the world being a certain way.
There's two sides of pain that I don't think a lot of people really understand, right? There's one side of pain that's the suffering and the discomfort side of pain. But then there's another side of pain that's called effort. It's called glory. It's called if you can find a way to push through pain, there's something greater on the other side of it. And if you never tap into it, it's because the first time you felt it, you backed off. The first time you felt, that burn, the first time you felt that it's too much. And we rationalize with ourselves to where we automatically stop. Because see, pain is tricky. Because if you don't control pain, it'll control you.
If there's no risk, there is no reward. Those who are fearless, those willing to put it all on the line and risk everything they have for a cause, those are the ones who are rewarded with success. But success is not earned overnight. It is a long, arduous process that you achieve in due time by putting in the hours day after day to all lead up to this grandiose accomplishment that you envisioned. Nothing magical gets produced overnight.
Are you the one that everyone can depend on being successful? Or are you the one who will always back down to a challenge? No, I know that's not you. When they say he can overcome anything, they're talking about you. She can do anything that comes in front of her. If she has a goal, she can achieve it. If there is an obstacle in front of you, just believe that you can conquer it. Just know in your mind, when everything around you is telling you no, tell yourself yes. Tell yourself, I have too much depending on this, and I won't give up. When opportunity knocks at your door, prepare yourself before it knocks. So be ready. Be ready to fight. Be ready to go. Be ready to stay up all night. Be ready to grind. There's something inside of you that no one else can see. You can lie to everyone else, but you can't lie to yourself. You know when you've gave 100%. You know when you've gave 80%. You know when you gave 50%. So give all you got to get to where you want to be. There's individuals complaining every single day because they don't have what they want, but they didn't put in the hard work you're putting in. So you can't give up. You can't throw in the towel. Your children are dependent on you. Your business is dependent on you. You are depending on you. There's someone who needs you in this world that you don't even know today. When you find out that moment that everything in your life can change, it's like a switch that turns on. And you don't need motivation anymore. You're inspired to change. This is that moment. You won't need anybody to push you anymore. This is the moment you realize that there is greatness in you. No matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going, no matter what your goal is, you can conquer it.
You can overcome this.
I have a very strong belief that everything that comes into your life is supposed to, and every condition of your life is part of the perfection of it, and that there's a blessing in all of it, and that there are no accidents, that it's a perfect, absolutely, totally perfect universe. Everybody that you meet for a reason. Everybody you're sitting next to, you're there for a reason. You can either take advantage of it or not. You have choices to make throughout it all. At the same moment, there's an opportunity in it, and I never look back with anything but gratitude for all that was handed to me, because I learned firsthand as a very young boy how to be self-reliant, how to take responsibility for myself, how not to blame other people for it, and to find something positive in it, and always did.
You gotta remember the reason why you started this. You gotta remember the reason why you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this. Remember, we ain't do this to shine on nobody. We did this to take care of somebody. We know what we want. You know what you want. To accomplish something they said you can never accomplish. We want more out of this life. No longer will we listen to the doubters. No longer will we listen to the echoes of people who never believed in themselves. We're not gonna chase the dollar. We're gonna chase the purpose. We're gonna remember why we started.
I know they said you can't do it. I know you may have failed over and over. I know you may have lost all your money. I know maybe you've been divorced. I know maybe you lost the championship. You missed the game-winning shot. Your team lost by a field goal. But after all those failures, this next time you try, give it all you got. Get up one more time. Dust the dirt off. Get the haters off of your shoulders, because they want to see you fail. That switch in your mind that's been telling you you can't do this, from today forward, you can. You have to. And you won't quit.
Life will throw you a ton of curveballs. It's scary. But like, if you believe, man, you know, if you believe, and if you want it, and if you want to work hard enough for it, it can be so.
Success, duty, obligation, responsibility. If you approach it any other way, which most people are, most people think, well, I'll be successful if the economy works. I'll be successful if something happens. I'll be successful if I win the lottery ticket. Look, you're not going to be successful if you don't demand it. If you literally don't stake a claim to it and say, this is mine, it's in part, you're not going to have it, I promise you. I know. I'm telling you from experience. I spent the first 25 years of my life like a spectator, watching other people get successful and then wondering why I wasn't. Success is your duty. It is your obligation and your responsibility.
Let's talk about passion. Passion is the game. If you are pissed that you're falling asleep, then you're winning. And if you're not, you're losing. It's as simple as that. And I'm convinced with every piece of my soul that the far majority of the people in this room do not love to death what they do. I started Wine Library TV on my 30th birthday. I was driving from New York to New Jersey to the store and realized I was only 99% happy. That 1% made me change my entire life. If you're not 100% pumped every second, if you actually are happy it's the weekend or are pumped to go on vacation, your shit is broken. There's a dirty word that nobody ever wants to talk about. It's the dirtiest word in the game. Work.
And two, my hero. That's who I chase. Now, when I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I come back 2 weeks later. This person comes up and says, who's your hero? I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, so are you a hero? And I was like, not even close. No. She said, why? I said, because my hero is me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero's always 10 years away. I'm never going to be my hero. I'm not going to attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing.
I'm going through some words one day. I got to this one and I asked the kids, who can tell me what resolve means? Some didn't know, some tried. Interesting. The last one was the best. Little girl about 3 years back, she said, I think I know, Mr. Owen. I said, what? She said, I think resolve means promising yourself you will never give up. I said, that's the best I've ever heard.
Sleep is the new broke, because what happens is, if you only have 24 hours, your success is dependent upon how you use the 24. You gotta hear me. People talk about Oprah Winfrey, Ted Turner, Warren Buffett. Listen to me. I don't care how much money you make. You only get 24 hours in a day. And the difference between Oprah and the person that's broke is Oprah uses her 24 hours wisely. That's it. Listen to me. That's it. You get 24. I don't care if you broke, you grew up broke. I don't care if you grew up rich. I don't care if you're in college, you're not in college. You only get 24 hours. And I blew up literally. I went from being a high school dropout to selling 6,000 books in less than 6 months. What happened? My 24 hours. I was like, okay, Eric, you got to get a grip on your 24 hours because you're about to be broke for the rest of your life. And that's all I need you to do for me. I can tell you all about your life if you just write down your 24-hour schedule for me and you let me look at it. I can tell you where you're going to be in 5 years. I can tell you where you're going to be in 10 years. I can tell you where you're going to be in 20 years if you keep that schedule.
It is not the successes in life that show you who you really are. It's not the good stuff that shows you you're a real man. Oh no! Your strength also is perfected in the weak places of life. It's how you handle the hurts.
As a kid, you once said that I wanted to be a musician, or I wanted to be a basketball player, or I wanted to be an astronaut. Okay, that's your dream. That's your dream career. And then they end up being 40 with kids in some job that they had no intention of being in, working as a mindless drone, with no passion, all because they didn't understand and act on that understanding that in order to become the person that you want to be in terms of your dream career takes an extraordinary amount of time and effort every single day. No one got to where they were without hard work. Regardless if you have talent, there's a big misunderstanding between the concept of talent and skill. You see, talent you have naturally, but skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. Greatness is not some esoteric quality that only a few of us have.